Girlfriend forced me to come out inside of her in bed, and now she refuses to take the pill but same time hates all the kids. My, M18, girlfriend, F18, and I had unprotected sex today. Normally, I use a condom. Admittedly, there have been a few times when I haven't worn a condom and I pulled out. I know that's not a real version of birth control. I know it was stupid and risky. Today I asked her if I could not use a condom and just pull out instead. She said she didn't think that was a good idea. That was fine, I was glad one of us was actually thinking. So I put a condom on. When she was getting close, she told me to take the condom off. She begged me to come in her. I knew it was a bad idea. I knew it was stupid and I shouldn't do it. But what did I do? I gladly took the condom off and came in her. It sounded like a great idea and felt really good in the moment. As soon as we finished I told her we made a mistake and suggested that we get Plan B. She agreed that we behaved like idiots but said she didn't want Plan B. I offered to go get it, in case she was embarrassed or something. She refused and said she's scared to take it. She's worried about side effects. I told her I understand that everything carries a risk of side effects, but I'm sure Plan B is pretty safe. Compared to the risks of pregnancy, come on. She said she didn't want to take it and prefer to let the universe take its course regarding whether she gets pregnant or not. Look, I know that I have no say about what she does with her body. I respect that. I know the only thing I had control over was whether I wore a condom or not and I failed at that. I'm still pissed off and can't understand why she'd even want to risk this. Lose the test before taking it. I made her take it last night when I was at her house. It's super faint, but looks positive. There's a barely visible plus sign there. You have to look really close to see it. Can there ever be situations where it's a false positive this early on? Could it just be a trick of the light or something? I feel my world ending now. I know it only takes one time, but what are the chances that the one time we have unprotected sex and I don't pull out she gets pregnant? I learned my lesson, I was never going to risk it again. I was going to be so good forever after this. Update 2: my girlfriend is 6 weeks pregnant. We've known she was pregnant for about 2 weeks. She took a test as soon as she missed her period. She's been putting off doing anything about it. She's scared of every option, just like she was also scared of birth control and taking Plan B. Now today she told me she's decided to keep the baby. She can't do adoption and she doesn't want to get an abortion. In her words, the only leave's keeping the baby. She doesn't really seem to want to do that either, but she's too scared to do anything else. I don't really understand how the thought of becoming a parent isn't the most terrifying option to her, because it definitely is to me. I get that it's not my body and I have no say at all. I just think she's not making a decision based on reason. If she truly felt like she wanted to have a baby and be a mom right now, despite what I think or feel, then I'd feel like it was at least more of a valid decision to make. She thinks it's the least bad of all options. Never mind that we're both 18, graduating high school this year and supposed to go to college, and neither of us have jobs. She hasn't even told her parents. So she's assuming they're going to help financially and probably in other ways too. I'm sure you'll be shocked when I tell you she's too scared to tell her parents. I told her I don't think somebody who is scared of every single thing is ready to be a mom. I'm not ready to be a dad, but at least I'm not sitting there frozen with fear, not doing anything and making huge life-changing decisions because of it. She says it's not going to be that bad. It's a baby. There are many things worse than a baby. And she says things like maybe we're supposed to have this baby. I told her no, this isn't some sort of kismet or dated occurrence. She's pregnant because we had unprotected sex, that's it. Because we were idiots. Not because she wants to believe the universe wants this to happen and she's destined to be a mom to this baby. I can't even imagine her telling her parents ever. That's just how she is. I think she'll wait until it becomes obvious and they have to ask her, then she'll finally admit to it. And by that point they'll be a million times more angry than they already will be. I'm freaking out. I want to go cry to my mommy if I'm being perfectly honest. Update 3: my girlfriend and I are 18 and about to graduate high school. We're both planning to go to college in the fall. We fucked up and she got pregnant. I tried to get her to take the Plan B pill right after we had unprotected sex, but she was too scared. She wanted to let the universe take its course. Now she's around 8 weeks pregnant. She hasn't been to the doctor or a Planned Parenthood or anything like that to confirm any dates, but online calculators say she's 8 weeks. She's not taking any action right now. It's like she's just ignoring it and hoping it'll go away. She regularly freaks out and cries to me about it, saying she can't be a mom. I offered to help her get an abortion and to be with her. She's too scared of that. I think she really needs to tell her parents now because I don't know what else to do. I think she just wants to hide it for as long as possible and that honestly freaks me out. So, I warned her I was going to tell my parents. I gave her like 2 weeks and she did nothing, so I finally told my parents last night. We were all in the living room and I just decided to say it because there was never going to be a good moment to say it. I basically just told them I did something really stupid and now she's pregnant. My mom really wanted to believe that I was joking or pranking her. She said she knew I was having sex with her, but we talked about being safe and she was like, how many times have we had the safe sex talk? How many times? I could tell they were both really disappointed. My mom just sat there staring at me silently for what felt like ages. My dad was like, you can't be a dad, you've never even had a job. My mom was really trying hard not to yell at me. She just stayed silent for a long time. Finally, she asked me about what my girlfriend says she's going to do. I explained everything that's happened so far and my mom said I did the right thing by offering to get plan B and that's all I could do at that point since it's my GF's body and her choice. My dad said she's an idiot if she thinks she's just going to have this baby and everything will be sunshine and rainbows and that she'll be ruining both of our lives if she does that. Said we'll figure this out as a family, and there's no way I'm not going to college. My mom said we need to support my GF right now because she is all alone and I'm too much of an idiot to be able to help her on my own. My mom seems to feel bad for my girlfriend now, about how she's so scared to do anything and can't talk to her parents. I asked them to please not immediately tell her parents. My parents are the type that will definitely inform her parents if she continues the pregnancy, but my mom is going to try to talk to her first. Her parents are religious. My parents aren't really religious and my mom is a nurse so she can hopefully be a little more unbiased in that respect. So, I'm supposed to invite my girlfriend over to our house today. I'm not even telling her that I told my parents. I'm sort of tricking her in to this conversation with my mom. My dad won't be there because that might feel too weird for her. I know if I let her know that I told them she won't come over. She's going to be really pissed off but I honestly feel relieved. Update 4: my mom, who is also a nurse, decided she needed to talk to my girlfriend. So I invited my GF over to our house yesterday, but I didn't tell her that I had said anything to my parents or that my mom was planning to talk to her about it. I know some people thought this was wrong to do. Maybe it was. I knew she'd be mad at me, but I also knew she'd never come over to let my mom talk to her otherwise. My GF knows my parents. She's over at my house all the time. As soon as she got here she had to run to the bathroom because she was sick, but I don't think it was the throwing up kind of sick. My mom was basically waiting there as soon as she got out and let her know that I had told my parents everything. The look my GF gave me told me she hated me in that moment. She tried to leave. I asked her to please stay. My mom wasn't going to yell at her or be mean, she just wanted to help. She kept saying she didn't want to talk about it, she doesn't need help, etc. I think my mom did the best she could. She was nice about it. She did most of the talking and my GF just sat there mostly in silence. She didn't try to pressure my GF into anything. She basically just said that no matter what decision she makes, she can't continue to ignore the situation because that'll only make things work. If she wants to consider abortion, time is really limited. My mom explained exactly what happens during both forms of abortion. She told her if she is continuing the pregnancy she needs to get medical care to make sure everything is okay, is everything growing in the right place, etc. My mom even gave her resources for where she can go to get checked out if she doesn't want to go to her normal doctor right now. And if she's keeping the baby we all need to figure out how that's going to happen since the two of us are nowhere near ready for that. As soon as my mom said the word adoption, my GF said I can't do that. My mom was not trying to convince her on adoption, just trying to talk about all the options. My GF cried a lot. She said she's still thinking about everything. My mom asked to please let her help her make an appointment just to find out how far along she is and that everything is okay. My GF said no, she'd do it herself. My mom offered to help her tell her parents. My GF said no, she's not ready for that yet. I know my mom was frustrated but she didn't really show it. My GF wasn't going to open up no matter what my mom did or said. Then later after my mom left us alone, my GF told me she's sorry but she can't get an abortion either, but she couldn't tell my mom that in the moment. So, that's it. She's not going to get an abortion. She's not going to give it up for adoption. I'm going to be a dad and my life is over. We're not going to college, or if we do it'll be not at the college of our choice and not with any sort of normal college experience. Forget about dream careers. Forget about everything we thought our lives would look like. I'm going to have to get a shitty job that doesn't make enough to survive, let alone support a baby with. We're going to need government assistance. We're going to struggle from this day forward, for the rest of our lives, because she thinks getting an abortion would be murdering our baby. Oh, and she loves me so much that she can't kill the baby we made. Ugh. I feel like an asshole because I know I made a mistake that caused this, but I just think she's not thinking this through at all. It's 100% emotion and nothing rational about it. When I asked her how in the hell she thinks we're going to take care of a baby or what our lives will be like with a baby, she says I don't know. We'll figure it out. It wasn't worth it. I'd rather wear 5 condoms at once, and yes I know you should DNT double up condoms, rather than ever have unprotected sex if I could go back. I was up until like 3 a.m. just feeling like the world is ending. After she left, I told both my parents about what she said. I may have had a bit of a breakdown at that time. My mom said we weren't going to talk about it at all today, so our family came over for Easter today and we all pretended like everything is perfect and answered all of my relatives' questions about my college plans as if any of that is still happening. Update 5: last week we were both on spring break. What should have been the best spring break of my high school life sucked. I hoped to convince her to go to the doctor last week. That didn't happen. She won't come over to my house anymore because she's afraid my mom will corner her and try to talk her more. She told me she couldn't see a doctor over spring break because she had a lot to work on for school and she'd be stressed out by a doctor's appointment to get any of her work done. I told her I was going to tell her parents. She got mad and said she's 18 and I have no right to tell her parents. I asked her what she thinks is going to happen once her parents find out. She said she didn't know but wasn't ready for them to know yet. Maybe she wouldn't tell them and would just go to college. Okay, then what happens if she gives birth in her dorm room? I told her it was really freaking me out. I ended up having a full-blown panic attack on Saturday, never had one of those before. I started to feel really dizzy before I lost my hearing and threw up and seriously thought I was having a heart attack and about to die. My mom was monitoring my vital signs the whole time. Once I recovered from that, she basically just said she doesn't think my GF is going to end her pregnancy and we just have to move forward with the idea a baby is coming and what needs to be done to cause the least amount of damage.